Thinking about packing up your life and moving to Australia?
Curious how much it costs to live here for a full year?
Well, we've crunched the numbers and today we are breaking it all down for you.
Spoiler alert, it's been way cheaper than we ever expected. So let's get into it. To Moonstone Chariot. I'm Brandy, this is
Ben, and we are celebrating 1 year living in Australia.
We know we're super lucky to be here, and we are very grateful to have been able to pick up and move to another country. We know that travel is not accessible for all people, and we hope that by sharing our journey, our expenses, and our budget, we'll be able to help others to budget a little bit easier and save for that trip that they've always wanted to go on, or maybe that move that they thought was impossible.
We're going to be breaking down our spending into 10 different categories. First up is fuel. We have spent just over $2,500 this year on fuel, which is probably a lot less than we're going to spend this year in 2025. 2024 we stayed pretty stationary for the most part. In 2025 we're planning a very big road trip.
Yeah, if we're really breaking things down, about $1,100 of that was all spent in just the month of September as we were making our way up the East Coast with my mom.
So pretty much most of our fuel expenses came from August to December, but when you take into account that we were living in the van for part of that time, it actually kind of doubles that as fuel plus rent, which is pretty cool.
Up next, groceries. We spent about $4,500 on groceries in the last year, and while we had access to a kitchen for pretty much all of the year, we are not afraid to admit that we did not cook as much as we probably should have. That being said, every time we went to Woolies, we still somehow spent way too much money.
But on average, we spent about $350 each month for two people, and that seems pretty reasonable. All right, let's talk about food and not groceries, but eating out.
We spent just over $6,000 on eating out in the last year, and we don't regret it at all. Okay, maybe just a little bit.
Food is honestly one of our biggest indulgences, especially if there's good vegan options around. We spent just about $500 each month on all of our restaurant expenses, so that paired with our grocery expenses, it comes out to about $5 per meal for the whole year.
Now let's talk accommodations. We spent almost $10,000 on accommodations in our first year living in Australia. We only bought Mika, our van, in August, and we've only really lived in her for about 2.5 months full time. The rest of the year we lived in either hostels or flats that we shared with roommates.
We did manage to save a little bit here and there by house sitting or living in the van while the weather was still nice. With all that being said, we spent around $13 every night for a place to rest our heads. So entertainment is a category where we had some months that equaled $0 and some months that equaled like $1,000. Between tours, movies, and day trips, we spent around $2,100.
This is an expense that will probably go up within our second year of traveling Australia as we're getting out and exploring more, but we also enjoy watching a movie at home or in the van to save a little money. The next category is shopping. This includes things like clothes, van upgrades, and gear that wore out.
We spent a little over $2,000 this year, and quite a bit of that was on clothes for work, such as special shoes, gear, sunglasses, etc. So this one is a catch-all. Miscellaneous covers random expenses such as repairs, travel insurance, business expenses, and anything that just really doesn't fit in any other category.
Miscellaneous came out to a whopping $6,600 range this year, which a lot of the time is our unexpected costs, so we're really hoping to keep those down this next year. Now, travel costs include things like flights, rental cars, ferries, and much more, and all of that added up to a little over $3,100 for us in the last year.
This is probably another expense that we expect to go up in 2025, but we'll see. Health and wellness only cost us about $265.
Should we have probably spent more on health and wellness this year? Probably, but this only included doctor's visits and a few yoga classes. And finally, subscriptions. This includes things like Spotify, Google Play. Yes, we pay for both of them because no, neither of us want to use the other. Netflix, van apps, and the such. And in total, this category added up to about $900 in the last year.
But we're happy to report that our monthly subscriptions have actually went down from the beginning of the year. We've canceled a lot of subscriptions that we really don't use anymore.
Sorry, Kindle Unlimited. So there you have it. The total cost of living in Australia for an entire year comes out to just over $38,000, which when you take into account that living in the United States cost us about $36,000 per 6 months, that's actually really cheap.
Living abroad might not seem the cheapest, but compared to when we lived in Florida, we've personally been able to save a lot more here than what we were there.
If you would like to see a video on how much we earned in our first year living in Australia and how we made everything work financially, drop a comment down below and let us know.
And don't forget to like this video, subscribe down below, and share this video with anyone looking to travel abroad or maybe move to Australia.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a great day, a great week, and we will see you soon. Bye!